Why would I be a feminist when I can just be feminine? Feminist ideology tries to convince women that relying on men is wrong. Bring down the patriarchy. When women actually benefit the most from this patriarchy. Let's let the men lead. Let's let the men go to war, do the tough jobs, work 80 hours a week, and let the ladies get her nails done, learn to cook, learn to sew. There's no pride in being Miss Independent. It's important for everyone, man and woman, to be able to be independent and take care of themselves, but you don't win a trophy because you didn't rely on a man. The feminist ideology is the opposite of femininity. The happiest women I know are in relationships with men. And the most bitter people I know are single girls who are feminists. Any ideology that breeds contempt for an entire race, aka the male race, is not beneficial for you. The feminist ideology tells women to take charge, which literally doesn't let men act as they should, being masculine and manly and leading. So I'm honestly not surprised that a lot of these feminists have had bad experience with men because they probably kneecapped every single thing that made that man masculine. So this is your sign to ditch the feminist movement and embrace femininity instead.
Ladies, I know some of y'all just can't wrap your mind around that feminism is the reason for your burnout. Listen up. Yeah, I know. 30 years ago, a family of 4 or 5 could live off of one income comfortably. So let's backtrack. Feminism told women you need independence. You need a career. You need to prove yourself outside of your home. So think about it. Labor supply doubled. Wages kind of stagnated. Meanwhile, the cost of living just shot up. So employers didn't have to pay a single man because it was so common for both people to work now because of feminism. And then everything inflated because society got used to people having 2 incomes. Then women told other women that it was oppressive to be a stay-at-home full-time mother and that you needed to go climb the corporate ladder, you baddie boss babe. So ladies, we fed into the lie. Not only do we have the mother duties and the home duties, we now have a 40-hour work week on top of that. So realistically, what happens from this? You end up being exhausted, stressed, burned out, anxious, depressed. What do some people resort to? Medication. And what happens? The cycle just keeps continuing. And then marriages fail. The family crumbles. So walking away from God's design, this is what we've got.
And not to mention the kids have suffered, and we see the effects in our workforce today.
Listen to this.
Men are like, we want a traditional woman. We want a woman at home, taking care of me, taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, doing all this. And women are like, have done the feminism, they've done the 9 to 5, they're all broke, they're unhappy, they're like, why are we working so hard? This sucks. And then they're like, okay, we accept your terms. And then men are like, okay. And then we're like, okay, so that's going to take a lot of money to have this life. So are you going to be a provider full time? Are you going to give me and the children the lives that we want? And then as soon as women turn it on men and accept, men are like, oh my gosh, you're just all gold diggers. And then it's like, so what do you want from us? There's no winning. Yeah, we do want to be at home with the kids. And yeah, if we do that, you have to provide, sweetheart.
Okay, number 1. A lot of women are not done with feminism, even though you say they've done the feminism. If they were done with it, they wouldn't be still screaming that they're going to choose a bear over a man, or that they don't need men. Number 2, many women are still choosing career over family. Number 3, you mentioned the guy should provide for the life that you and the kids want. Does he not have a say in the lifestyle that he's paying for? Number 4, a lot of women are saying that they don't want kids. So what are you talking about? And number 5, men are only saying that women are sounding like gold diggers because women keep talking about their income and that they need to be 6-figure men. And it's not even just the low 6 figures anymore. Now it's these astronomically high numbers like, oh, they need to make 300,000 plus. That's what sounds like a gold digger.
Sorry, lady, you don't get to be the beggar and the chooser too. The delusion is getting out of hands.
Modern feminists are literally the destruction of women's rights. You think you gotta compete with men to be equal? I don't need a man, I'm strong, I make my own money, I'm a boss bitch. That's not true. We are literally single-handedly destroying our feminine superpowers. We gotta learn to embrace who we are and understand that the balance between men and women is what creates real strength. We all have a role to play to make a balanced society. Women are trying to fight and compete with men is like a goldfish trying to fight a shark. It's illogical and biologically impossible. Let's accept our nature and accept our differences. We gotta embrace our softness, our nurturing side, our intuition. If a man knows he's responsible and he doesn't abuse that power, and when a woman truly embraces her qualities, they're a powerhouse. They're absolutely unstoppable. Behind every great man is an even better woman. We all want a strong man. You can deny it all you like, but deep down, this is what every woman wants.
Yup, that's true. Each of us have to accept ourselves and be grateful for what we are.
If I'm married, right, which I am, I have a husband, right? Why would I want to just leave the house without him knowing? That doesn't make sense. I've never met a wife that prefers to be by herself. The wives I know, women that are around me, love being around their husband. They enjoy his company. I don't know what this like weird propaganda is, but like, I have no desire to have money without my husband or to leave the house without him. Like, I'd rather go out to eat with him than any of you guys. Like, I don't even like hanging with friends. Like, I prefer being with my husband. He's literally my best friend. So I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Feminism didn't do anything for me at all. All it did was create beef with y'all because it didn't do anything for me. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You guys think feminism gave you something, but we already have everything we need. Like, I don't need some man-made institution to tell me that I can do this or I can do that. I'm good. Like, I like having a husband. I like being around him. I like that. I love working with my husband. Any kind of work I do, it's contributing to his business, and I love that. Like, that's what I like to do. I'm not interested in like leading my own life. That's like, that is contradictory to the concept of marriage, right? Like, if you're in a marriage, you're supposed to contribute to each other. You're not supposed to lead your own life. Like, you have to stop listening to miserable women that tell you that feminism is good and you should have your own shit and you should live your own life and you should prepare for his ass to leave you and blah, blah, and all this miserable shit. Like, no, like, you're not saying anything. You wouldn't be able to leave the house. Where the fuck I'ma go? What is so urgent for me to have to go that would require my husband's absence? Like, I don't understand why, what that's doing for me. What's the point? What's the point? For a worst case scenario that's never gonna happen? Like, girl, shut up.
They actually think marriage is some type of slavery. It's not. It's a partnership, a union. They don't know what real love is. Love is self-sacrificing and unconditional.
Say goodbye to feminism. Na 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 na, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. I mean, excuse the singing, but seriously, feminism is trending downward. The support for the feminist movement is lessening year by year by significant leaps and bounds. Independent studies showed that in 2016, 63% of Americans identified as feminist. And then in September of 2022, AmericanResearchCenter.org released a study, and part of that study was on feminism. And it showed that in 2020, 51% of Americans said the label of feminist fit them very well or described them somewhat well. But they redid the same study again in 2023, and only 35% of Americans said that the label feminist fit them well or somewhat fit them well. So that means in just 3 years, the support of feminism dropped 16%. And if you go back to that 2016 study, it dropped from 63 to 35% in only 7 years. Support of the feminist movement is going down and down and down. And maybe one day, the voices for true equality that support all men and women will rise up. and become a society where there is not this gender divide.
Feminism destroyed itself, and modern women realized this when the ship was long gone.
This mom absolutely destroys feminists who think biblical submission is oppressive.
The other day I posted a video about my husband letting me do something, and predictably got a lot of women in the comments saying, "Your husband lets you do something?" Yes, he let me do something because my husband is in charge. He is in charge of the household, and that's how I like it. Because do you know who's in charge if he is not? Me. Do you know what that means? That means that I have to know what's wrong with the car when it makes a funny noise. No, thank you. That means I am the one expected to go back to work after the baby's born. Don't want to do that. I am the one that has to plow the driveway and scrape off the cars in the winter when it snows. I hate winter. I hate cold. I don't want to do that. Why? Can I do all those things? Yes. Do I want to? No. I think that should be a man's job. That's why I married a man. A good man. Maybe if I married a piece of crap, I would feel differently. Probably would. But I didn't. I married a really good man who I might even say 10 out of 10 times, gives me more than what I ask for. When I need to go pick up the animals, he will be the one to drive the trailer into town and back it up and get it. I don't want to do that. Drive a trailer in town? No thanks. So you might not want your husband to do these things for you. I love when he does them for me. So he will continue to stay in charge. That's the way I like it. And that's the way it should be.
There are blue jobs and there are pink jobs, and I will start crying if you make me do a blue job.
Feminism was supposed to allow women to still be feminine, and we lost that ability.
At what point in time did we lose the plot so severely we think it's okay to demean women for the lives they choose to live? I saw a video yesterday of a woman talking about the girlies who say that they are more in their divine when they're able to stay home or more relaxed, whatever, that it's patriarchy rebranded. And I disagree. True feminism is about giving men and women the option to live their lives however they want to. Self-actualization looks different for everyone. And the reality is that second wave feminism propagated women to exist in competition with men in career. It didn't break down the structures that already existed. It created room for women to compete within the structures that exist that were built by men. And so when you demean women for choosing to be stay-at-home mothers, which already being a caregiver is often an underworked, undervalued job and underappreciated in our capitalist system, but that's a separate argument. When you demean those women, you are holding them up to a standard created by men. You are saying that in them not girl bossing, in a way that's supportive to capitalism, by the way, they aren't stepping into their power because that version of power has been defined by men. Make it make sense.
Love this. The difference is that it's a woman's choice to be able to be a stay-at-home mother. That's always been the goal, for women to choose what they want to do, whatever that may be, not be bashed for choosing what they want to be.
Hey, let's debunk 4 lies the modern feminist movement has told women. Number 1, women don't need men. It started in the 60s with the phrase, a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Which biologically, women are wired to depend on men, and men are wired to actually depend on women too. So God didn't get it wrong when he created 2 sexes, male and female. Men are here to provide and protect, and women thrive under that strength. With number 2, men and women are the same. When women started having casual sex to compete with men who were using them, they were told that they could handle it, but they couldn't. Why? Because women are not built to separate sex from emotion. That doesn't go to say that men should be sleeping around, because that's not God's design either. But women are flaunting their body count as if it's something to be proud of, when actually there's pain there that nobody wants to commit to. Men and women were designed to complement each other, not compete against each other. Number 3, the biological clock isn't real. It is. Women are designed to procreate for a set amount of time. And when that time is up, it gets harder to nearly impossible. But culture wants to tell women to delay marriage and prioritize a career. So when she's finally ready, it's often too late, which leads me to my final point, which is a career is more meaningful than marriage and children, which is the biggest lie of all, because work doesn't love you back. Work doesn't build a personal legacy that will outlive you, and won't sit at your bedside when you're sick or hold your hand on your deathbed, and won't tell stories of how you impacted their life. There's no promotion that's going to fill the emptiness of going to bed alone or walking into an empty house. So flip your priorities, and maybe you're going to find what you're searching for all along is God's design, which is marriage and motherhood.
The modern feminist movement is doing women dirty. It's anti-God, Anti-children, anti-men, anti-family, anti-woman. Don't be fooled.
Don't believe in feminism. I think that if men are willing to do more and do more, then they should make more. That's the first argument. Everybody's like, men shouldn't make more money than women. I don't want to be a carpenter. Get up for me. I want your seat. Like, there's no reason we should get rid of those pieces of chivalry all for feminism. I don't know. Like you said earlier, we're taking it too far. We're taking it too far. I think that there are certain positions in society that are comfortable for a woman. And when you start pushing the men out of the other positions, then the women have to step into the ones that are uncomfortable for women. And I'm not willing to do that.
The definition of feminism somehow changed in today's society.
Want to know something wild? Women traded family for a 9-to-5 and then they called it liberation. Just think about it for a second. Our grandmothers prayed for husbands so that they could work hard, raise kids, and build a strong home. That was the dream. Security, love, and purpose. Then feminism came along, told women that being a wife and being a mother is oppressive. So what did we do? We left the home to work for men that don't love us at companies that will replace us the second we get burnt out. That's not freedom, that is slavery in heels. Feminism convinced women that family is a cage and working for a corporate job is empowerment. Tell me this, why do so many women hit 30, are alone, exhausted, and wondering why they feel so empty? It's because you can't outsmart God's design. No promotion will ever replace a husband that loves you and children who adore you. So no, I'm not anti-woman, I'm pro-woman, and pro-woman enough to tell you the truth. Real freedom isn't in a cubicle or a nurse's station, it's in building a legacy. So go forth and multiply.
Then the government got to double the tax money too.
I say this with my chest, there are far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this, toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves. So for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation of women is not what they want.
We have cancelled this woman, but her words are true here.
I just want love in my life so bad. I want my life partner. Am I just supposed to be alone? Like, is that the message? That this beautiful life I've built for myself, like, it's just supposed to be me in it alone? Like, I know I have my dog and I love him so much, but like,
This is the crisis point. This is the end of the road for feminism, all right? You ladies, y'all been sold a lie. Y'all been sold a lie, and this is where you end up every time. And then what a lot of women do is they get to this part, and then they just double down, and they just keep going further and further down the road.
need love. All of my friends have their fiancés and their boyfriends and their husbands that they prioritize. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I've been left behind.
Yeah.
And I really just want to find that person that matches my energy and wants to build a life with me. Is that so hard?
She needs to ask herself why she was left behind. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.